angels willing to hold us in their arms. When our worth of stone, our ashes, and we both passed on. Let forever mean forever and carry on.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody has had a decent day thus far. Just kind of been keeping my eye out on the news as usual throughout the day. It has seemed to not been quite so crazy today. That acceleration that I'd been talking about has seemed to have kind of eased a little bit maybe for the day, but I'm not expecting it to last, not whatsoever. But there were some pretty substantial headlines that we'll be talking about. There are a few things that I do want to talk about today. I know lately I haven't had a whole bunch to talk about, and I don't really necessarily have a whole bunch to talk about today, but I ran across a few things that I wanted to bring to you. Some good stuff, some stuff that we need to watch out for. So pretty cool story. I got a pretty cool story to bring you. So let me run through the normal stuff and get it out of the way, and I'll bring you the cool stuff, and then we'll do the COVID numbers, and then we'll do the headlines, and kind of a cool thing this morning. I literally felt like a little schoolgirl when Bear Independent gave us an incredible shout out this morning on his daily brief, and I did. I kind of felt like the geeky kid in high school that never knew that the pretty girl even knew he existed, and then one day, right? Not that I'm saying that Bear is a pretty girl, and I'm pretty sure that would work out pretty much kind of like the praying mantis, to where I would approach Bear to court him, and my head would pop off. So it would pretty much be like the praying mantis relationship, but. No, seriously, that was really cool. And what astounded me was how accurate he described us. I mean, and it was kind of humorous because it is kind of hard to find words to describe us. And the reason why is because guess what? We're news. We're news. We're not entertainment. We're not personality. We're not this. We're not that. We're not Republican. We're not Democrat. We're news. Surprise. And if there is somebody that is new here that hasn't seen our show before, it is quite different. First off, I am not a public speaker. I am not a newscaster. I am not anybody other than a piece of work. But a piece of work that's trying hard every day to be a better and better man, and a better servant to our Father, and just trying to do a little better each day. So, but anyway, so we've been around since 2014. Back in 2014, I had recognized a couple of things. Number one, there was no outlet people could go to and get news. All they could do is go get opinion and bullshit. They couldn't go get news. And so that was number one. And by the way, on top of all of this was the Father's calling for me to do this, which is on top and foremost of it all. But nonetheless, there was nobody just bringing you guys the information. Everybody had other agendas other than information, other than data, than truth. And I've got a big issue with that. I don't like propaganda. I hate propaganda. So anyway, that was one thing. And the other thing is I saw a huge divide, a disconnect, because here I saw I was a prepper. I was into preparedness and survival, and here I saw the preparedness world, and here I'd watched all these preparedness channels and and whatnot, and then news, right? But they were two separate things, and it's like, well, wait a minute here. Maybe we need to kind of intermix these things a little bit here to help better prepare people for what is going on in the news, okay? And at the same time, maybe the relation of that, doing that, will help better prepare people because it will give them a little bit more of an idea, more of an example to be preparing for. You know what I mean? It's one thing to just say, I'm a prepper. Okay. Well, what are you prepped for? Okay. So many of us have different ideas of what we think might transpire. So we might be prepped up a little bit different in different areas. But nonetheless, I thought bringing those two together, the prepping world and news, was a very important thing. So that is the other reason why we do what we do. So, and then as Bear had mentioned, we play content. Typically, the first hour is a monologue, and if I've got something to talk about, I'll talk about it. But after that first hour, then I'll play video content from other YouTube creators. All information that you can rely on, you can trust. And if for some reason I do play something that is something that's not reliable or not trustworthy, I will make sure to point it out. You will damn sure know it. But, because there is so much misinformation out there, that's why we do what I do. That's why, again, after the first hour, we play a lot of other people's content. And it's just because there's a lot of BS out there, and we want people to have a place to go to where they can get information that they can rely on, that they can trust. And that's why we're here, and that's what we do. So anyway, I just wanted to give a brief introduction of who the Watchman News was, because again, that spectacular shout out by Bear Independent this morning. And I wanted to maybe clarify a little better. I mean, he did perfect. I mean, nobody has ever been that accurate as to who we are. And it's really hard to describe it because guess what? We're news, right? We're not personality. We're not show. We're not glamour. You're not going to see a bunch of flashy stuff here. You're not going to get a great professional voice or any of that good nonsense. So, but what you're going to get is information that you can count on. That's what you're going to get, and that should be what's important. But nonetheless, let me continue on and quit talking about us. Anyway, let me run through the normal stuff, and then I will get to this good article and this other stuff that we kind of want to watch out for, and then we'll get to the other stuff. So, Amazon affiliate. This is the last day to show me for this for last month, so looks like it's going to close out at 3404. I thank those that participate. For those that don't know, we're an Amazon affiliate. There's a link in the description of the videos, as well as at thewatchmannews.com in the top right. If you just click that link, it just takes you to Amazon, but it does so with our special link. And when you make purchases, those items don't cost you anything more, but it throws a little bit our way for the sale. All those little bits add up at the end of the month, as you see. And we typically get items to review for the show or something to help the show out. This past, like I said yesterday, I got medicine. That's what it went towards my mucus medicine for 2 weeks. That way I'm not coughing during the monologue nonstop. So it does kind of help the show. So anyway, thank you very much for those that participate in that. We also have a Teespring store. The best way to see what we have there is go to thewatchmannews.com. Scroll down on the home page. We got 4 different designs currently. We will be adding more as the future goes on. There's more than t-shirts, there's coffee mugs, there's tote bags, there's all kinds of stuff. So if you see a design you're interested in, click on the image. It'll take you to Teespring, where to have all the other products, and you can make a choice there. So lastly, we have a PayPal donate link. That's in the description of the videos, as well as at the watchmannews.com. Right there in the main menu, that just takes you to our PayPal donation page. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can do so as a guest with a debit or a credit card. But I always let people know it does say Transforming Disabilities up top. That is us. But it will also say Purpose the Watchman News donation. That way you know you're in the right place. There. Got through that. Let me have a sip of coffee, because that's like in the contract somewhere. No creamer, though. I'm out of creamer, and that kind of sucks. But it's still coffee. Okay. Fun. Global. And again, these numbers are all just wacky, but we'll do them anyway, right? Global, total confirmed. Somebody driving up on the curb. Don't be like running over us. All right. Continuing on. And I got some other cool stuff to show you too. So bear with me. So global. Total confirmed cases, 25,334,339. That is up 283,161. Active cases, 7,816,281. Recovered cases, 16,669,974. That's up 218,956. Fatal cases, 848,084. That's up 4,498. United States, total confirmed, 6,188, or let me try that again. Total confirmed, 6,118,204. That's up 36,832. Active cases, 2,713,291. Recovered cases, 3,218,565. That's up 16,108. Fatal cases, 186,348. That's up 478. And for the graph now, they're showing yesterday 31,658 new cases for yesterday. Fatal cases, they're showing at 369. So whatever happened to that, like 1,500 some odd that was earlier on in yesterday, right? This is just as bogus gets, man. I'm telling you. Bogus as bogus gets. So anyway, before even I get to the kind of the cool story, I'll show you what I did this morning real quick. I thought I had that brought in, but obviously I didn't. So I normally don't get sunrises, but this morning I looked out. I was up early and I looked out, and believe me, it wasn't quite what you're seeing in that image. It wasn't that bright outside. That's the magic of HDR. It wasn't nearly that bright out. But anyway, so I looked out and I saw a reddish tint in the sky, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting it. So it was pre-coffee, and I typically don't do anything but breathe before pre-coffee or at pre-coffee. So, but anyway, I did get out there and I real quick snapped a panorama, HDR panorama of the sunrise this morning. So pretty, very beautiful. So, and again, that picture will fool you because no, you couldn't see the streets that clearly and all of that. That's an HDR image. So I brought up all of that, all of the darker stuff, the shadows and the trees and all of that. I brought up so you could see it a little bit better. So a little foolery in the software. So also today, and I thought this was kind of cool. I thought you guys might appreciate seeing it. This is across the street here, and this is the church that's across the street from us. And there's a company, Jacksonville Stained Glass, I think is the name of the company. They're working on the church, and right now I'm in the. This was the 4K zoom, which allows you to do a 2-time zoom, and that's what you see now. You've seen me, when it first started up, you've seen me adjust the shutter speed, and then you've seen me zoom into the 2-time zoom. But then what you're going to see me do here in a second is I actually clipped it, because this is edited in Adobe Premiere. I actually clipped the video, and even though this is multiplied 2 times, I multiplied it 3 more times, and you're going to see it come in here in just a second. And what they're doing is they're actually taking those stained glass panels out. And I don't know exactly what they're doing from there, what they're doing to the stained glass panels, but that's what they're doing. They're working on the stained glass panels for the church across the street. And it's kind of neat watching it, because I mean, that's a big job. I mean, that's a pretty good sized church. It's a gorgeous church. So that's what they're over there doing. They're removing all of those panels. There you go, the zoomed in. They're removing all of those stained glass panels. You're going to see him pulling one out here momentarily. You'll see him pull the one on the left hand side. You'll see him pull it out here in a moment. But it's really neat, them doing this over there and watching them do this. So you'll see him, I guess it's like a putty knife or something he's got there, and he's just kind of sliding it alongside, I guess, making sure that the glass is free. And then you'll see him grab the glass and pull it out. And it's just really cool. I just think it's neat watching them do that. So a lot of work. They were here one week and worked, and then they were gone for like a week or 2, I guess, and then they came back and they're working again. I don't know how long they'll be here, or I don't know if they'll I kind of have a feeling from what our neighbor was saying, they take those stained glass panels back to where they're from. They're not from here. They take those panels back to where they're from and rework them, do whatever they do with them, and then they bring them back and then put them back in. So that must be why they're gone for a little while and then come back, and then gone for a little while and come back. But anyway, I thought you guys might enjoy getting a little bit of video of that, and then zooming in so you can see these guys work. But he's getting ready to pull this glass panel out right now, getting ready to pop it out. There he goes. And that's a piece of stained glass. When you go into it's a Catholic church. When you go into like a Catholic church and you see the gorgeous, huge stained glass windows, that's what those men are working on. So anyway, I thought you might enjoy me getting a little bit of video of that, of them guys working on that. So that's what I did. Anyway, enough of that. Let me tell you about the story that kind of warmed my heart, and it got my attention. Well, I got it in an email because, you guys know, that we're involved in doing electric bikes and stuff like that, and so I got an email this morning talking about Electric Bike Technologies donating something that they call a Liberty Trike to children. And I thought this was really, really cool. So I figured I would read you guys the article. This article was posted August 28th of this year, of course. And I'll just read you the article here. It says, Electronic Bike Technologies Incorporated, the maker of the Liberty Trike, a unique folding and active mobility tricycle, announced today that it would be donating 10 Liberty Trikes to children with a rare neuromuscular disease called spinal muscular atrophy. SMA is a genetic disorder that starts in the central nervous system and affects all the muscles in the body. Due to the degenerative nature of the disease, babies, kids, and adults with SMA will experience a decline in muscle strength over time, although the rate and severity can vary among individuals. Liberty Trike enables children with SMA and others with similar physical challenges to have a range of independent mobility not easily found in the medical mobility device realm. Kids with SMA deserve a better mobility option, and their parents that give everything to make their children's lives better could use a little help, said Jason Kraft, CEO of Electric Bike Technologies. But anyway, I'm not going to read the rest of it, but you get the idea. And I thought it was awesome. I wanted to bring that to you. I thought, thank you for doing that. As you guys know, the whole reason we got into electric bikes was so that I could build Jen an electric bike. Since she has cerebral palsy, that enables her to be able to have mobility, to be able to get around, And, the thing of it is mobility scooters are nice. They're great, and they bring a lot of independence to those that are disabled. However, you really can't. Mobility scooters are great for what they are. They serve their purpose. But man, I believe disabled people deserve more than just enough. You know what I mean? And why shouldn't a disabled person be able to hop on something and feel the wind go through their hair? You know what I mean? Why are they stuck to something that goes 5 miles an hour? Why can't they have something that'll do 25, 30 miles an hour? Something, you know what I mean? That's as long as they can safely do so. And so anyway, that's where I find the connection between electric bikes and disabled people, because I've seen it firsthand, how useful it is with Jennifer. And it's they're incredible. They're awesome. So they're awesome. So I wanted to bring that story to you, and then I wanted to kind of make you guys aware with everything going on right now. The world's it's messed up. It's messed up, and so I just kind of want to remind everybody that sometimes we need to slow down a little bit and think about different trials and stuff that others may be going through right now with this with school and stuff. Parents are really having a hell of a time across the board in so many ways. I mean, whether it be their parents or their kids can go to school or can't go to school or whatever, or whether it's challenges with the homeschooling or the in-school or in-home learning or whatever they're calling it, there's a lot of craziness. And I'll tell you what, I felt for a lady this morning. I did. And at first, and I felt bad because at first I kind of laughed, and then I felt bad for laughing because she was obviously having a very bad day. And I don't know what was going on, but she was carrying something out to her vehicle out from the church building, and she, I can't remember what it was that I heard her scream, but it wasn't not something good. I mean, she was very frustrated, and she shoved whatever she had in her hands in the back of the vehicle and slammed down the back of the vehicle, an SUV. And it was one of the newer SUVs with the electric back door, and she was trying to slam it shut, and it would shut because it needed to be shut electrically. And well, anyway, I guess she thought it was shut. She got in the vehicle and took off. Well, of course, the back door flew open, and I mean, this woman was a wreck. She was a nervous wreck. She probably sat for a full minute or two at that stop sign, gathering herself before she could push the button on the vehicle to close the back door, and then to go on about her way. So, people are stressed, folks. People are stressed. And I ran across this article which just illuminates another issue that people may be facing. And my request to you is, if you can help, there are so many people out there right now that just want to step down on others. There's so much of that out there right now, and that is the last thing we need in this country. And we've got a lot of people in this country that are busting their asses, just trying to get by, just trying to make it, just trying to do whatever, get their kids into their education and get their paycheck to pay the bills and whatever. And it's just nothing but a nightmare, a fight everywhere they turn. And so, if you see a situation that you can help out, if you can do something, please do so. Okay, please do so. This story that I'm going to bring to you kind of highlights just one more of those issues that is going on out there. And I wanted to bring the story to you, and I wanted to again plead with you to, if you can help in some way, someone, please do so, please, because right now it's some screwed up times for everybody. So, and those that have been around here for a while, you're likely a prepper, you're likely a lot less caught off guard by all of this nonsense, so if you can, do what you can to help out. But this is the article I'm referring to. It came from one of our local news channels here, KMOV4. Children using Taco Bell's free Wi-Fi to do schoolwork sheds light on digital divide. And I'm just going to read, it's not a long story here. As millions of students are heading back to school virtually from the comfort of their homes, 2 young girls in California relied on a Taco Bell's free Wi-Fi to access their coursework from the restaurant's parking lot, according to a county official. The reality was captured in a single photo that has made its rounds on social media, shining a light on the digital divide that has long existed in the United States. In the photo, 2 girls can be seen sitting on the sidewalk of a Taco Bell with computers in their lap and a pencil and paper on the pavement in front of them. 2 Taco Bell employees can be seen in front of them, with one crouching down to meet them at eye level. Approximately 15 to 16 million K-12 public school students in the U.S. live in homes with inadequate internet connection or have devices that aren't equipped for distance learning, according to a study from Common Sense Media and the Boston Consulting Group published in June of 2020. Monterey County Supervisor Luis Alejo tweeted the photo on Wednesday after seeing it on Instagram, saying, "We must do better and solve this digital divide once and for all California students. California is the technology capital of the world. This is an embarrassment," he told CNN. Salinas Valley is 45 minutes from Silicon Valley, and here we have a huge divide that's gone on for years, but now it's only amplified because of this pandemic. Alejo says he does not know who the students are in the photo and that he couldn't confirm what led them to go to Taco Bell, but said the photo speaks to the bigger picture of the reality of many students and families are faced with. We all know that there is thousands of other kids in a similar situation. In Salinas, there's a lot of homes and a lot of parents who don't know how to use computers or know how hotspots work. Richard Gebben, public relations officer of the Salinas City Elementary School District, told CNN that Salinas City Elementary School District immediately identified the students after seeing the photo circulate. The digital divide is very real, and delays in receiving needed technology are a statewide concern. Amy Ish, president of Salinas City Elementary School District, said in a statement, "We are grateful the state is making technology a priority and looking forward to receiving these hotspots in our district. For privacy and security concerns, the district would not identify the students or their parents." So anyway, I'm not going to continue reading the rest, but you get the point, okay? So if you whether it's in this manner or in any other manner, if you can help, please do so. How can you help? Well, if a child needs a mobile device, okay, first off, you need to find out what, if there's requirements or something like that, if there's particular requirements for it. But like if a tablet will do, if an Android tablet will do, I'll tell you what, those Lenovo tablets for $99, a real solid tablet. I got one to be able to fly the Mavic Air 2 and the Mavic Mini with, and it seems to be a real solid tablet. Would be, I think, a good learning tablet. It's not the latest, greatest, fastest, and it's not an iPad, but it works. And that's what I think that they're focused on looking for. But again, or if you can, if you know a family that's struggling and you can help them out by loaning your Wi-Fi to them so their kids can do homework, please right? And again, I'm not making this plea for people to just, hand out Harriets like my ex-wife. There are people that are really pushed beyond any and all reasonable limits right now. And, any help they can get would be a blessing. So, part one of my plea for that. Also, I wanted lastly here, and then I'll shut up and get to headlines. Lastly, I watched a video today from Survival Dispatch. We will be watching it later here on the show. But it brought up something to me, and I don't know that he necessarily really went into depth about this particular part of it. But I want you to consider it. And what I'm talking about is he's going to be talking about, groups and pandemics and stuff like that, and what your protocols would be and whatnot. And so one thing that I want to address with that, and something that you may want to address your groups with, is that very thing, that pandemic. What do you do? This brings up a lot of new questions, a lot of new concerns. Okay, so let's say there's a pandemic, and your group needs to get together. What do you do? What do you do? And when I'm saying this is because there's this social divide right now. And so do you say, okay, well, we need to wear masks, we need to mandate masks, or we need to make masks optional, or we need to not physically meet at all and just do it over Zoom or somewhere else, something similar. These are things you need to talk about, because I have a feeling that this is something that could cause a major divide in groups. And I would leave you with this, okay? If there is somebody that is concerned about a health issue of their own or a loved one, give them that, right? If you don't have a concern, or you're not immediately around anybody that has a concern, as far as COVID-19, that's fine. But if somebody else does, give them that. Give them that. How unfair. How unfair. So this is something that I think, groups need to discuss and talk about and get in front of, because I think we got a lot of stuff coming our way. And many of our groups may not have assembled at this point. Many of us may not have bugged out or whatever, right? But I have a feeling that, things could lead to that. And you might want to get all this talk out of the way now. I can only tell you about our group, and that's all I can do. And I can't tell you about your group, what you should do. I'm not even going to begin. Our group is we're constitutionalists. We're constitutionalists. If you want to wear, for instance, with pandemic stuff, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't. We're not going to force anybody to. We would appreciate if folks would, because there is scientific reason for it, but we're not going to force it. And that's that, right? Now you're talking to somebody that has a very high risk, right? But that's my job to take care of me. I can't ask you to take care of me. It's my job to take care of me. So that just means that I wear a mask that's suitable for me not to catch it. All right? Which means not a cloth one, or not a surgical one, or whatever. Anyway, but I wanted to bring that up. That's an issue that you might want to talk about in your groups, because I have a feeling that it's not going to be long and groups, mags, whatever, are going to be getting a lot more intimate. So we'll see. We'll see. Man, there's a lot of craziness. A lot of craziness. So anyway, that was kind of it. I wanted to bring that up. Again, I'll play the Survival Dispatch video here after a bit, and you'll get more of a gist to what he's talking about. But, you know, I'm coming from more of the social aspect of it, is maybe these are conversations you may need to have with your group now. So, but anyway, let me have another sip of coffee, and we shall, what was this? Oh, yeah, I did have one more thing. Scams are going around, and this came from our local here, city of Highland here. Scams are going around. This is a new one in our area. It says, scam is by phone. The caller alleges to be a contact tracer, claiming you have been exposed and needs payment info to send a testing kit, and that you must do this or you will get into trouble. And the scam seems to be intentionally targeting senior citizens. So that's going on in our particular county right now. So they're putting out this little thing, 5 things to know on contact tracing. Number 1, real contact tracers won't ask you for money. Number 2, contact tracing doesn't require your bank account or credit card number. Number 3, legitimate contact tracers will never ask for your social security number. Number 4, your immigration status doesn't matter for contact tracing, so real tracers won't ask. And lastly, number 5, do not click on a link in a text or an email. Amen to that. Yeah, never click on links in emails. So anyway, I wanted to bring that to your attention as well. So, all right. I didn't do Illinois COVID numbers. I did wow, I'm kind of messed up. So anyway, Illinois positive cases confirmed. We're at 236,515. We're at 8,064 deaths, still at a 95% recovery rate. And I looked earlier, and our particular zip code has went up 1 overnight. So we have a total confirmed of 246 in our particular zip code. It may not seem a lot, but when you consider we have a population of roughly 13,000, that's starting to get up there. But there was only 1 added in the last 24 hours, so that's good news. That's good news. Let's hope that continues to go down. I have a feeling we got a long way to go. All right. Headlines, and then I'll shut the hell up and bring you something that's, like, worth watching, right? Coffee. Vape. Pink Starburst, man. Good stuff. All right, starting out with the headlines I put out last night. Maduro pardons 100-plus opposition lawmakers to promote national reconciliation in Venezuela. Hamas announces a deal with Israel to de-escalate tensions in the Gaza Strip as area braces for COVID-19 outbreak. The world's richest man, who has history of working with the CIA, gets official approval to unleash Amazon drones on the U.S. Yes, and we have been talking about that in the drone groups. Man, yeah, they got the go-ahead for non-line of sight. So I don't know what that's going to mean for hobbyists. We'll see. But basically, they kind of more or less, it's like the FAA gave from 0 to 400 feet in elevation over to Amazon, almost. I mean, it's crazy. So we'll see what happens. That may be exaggerated. We'll see what happens after it all shakes out. But it's not looking good for the hobbyists out there that just like to enjoy flying drones. But, yeah, not looking good. Still on last night, 400,000 plus Americans sick of political duopoly turn out for virtual People's Convention and vote to launch new anti-corporate party. But don't worry, they'll be co-opted too, just like the Tea Party and all the others. Let's see, pilot, check this out. Now we're to this morning's news. Pilot landing at LAX's airport reports a guy in a jetpack flying near the plane. Yeah, he was like at 3,000 feet altitude flying, right? Coming in to land at LAX and looks out his left window and there's a guy in a jetpack like 300 feet or something, or 300 yards, something like that away. A guy flying in a jetpack. So my first instinct is to ask, which one of you crazy bastards was it? But I'm probably not that lucky to know the person. Anyway, continuing on, Facebook threatens to block Australians from sharing news as big tech and media battle for ad revenue. Just like in a golf tournament, Trump compares police shootings to missing a 3-foot putt, says people choke under pressure. I didn't hear this. I don't know the whole conversation. I don't know if anything's being taken out of context here or not. If not, man, that's not cool. That's not cool. FBI says dozens of Chicago street gangs formed a pact to kill any cop seen drawing a weapon on a suspect, says a report. That's a little crazy. And did I not warn you about this? Did I not tell you that the gangs were going to get together? Right? I've been telling you this for years. Right? Years ago, they came at you with this crap of this war on cops. There's a war on cops. And I told you it was bullshit. That you would know the day that there was a war on cops. That you would know. And I still say that to you. You will know the day that there is a war on cops. It's not here yet, but it's damn close. It's damn close. Damn close. So, and this would be the beginning of that war. So, yeah, the war on cops, that terminology that some like to throw out there so easily for so long, you may actually be able to honestly say it here soon enough. So, it's crazy news. Anger in L.A. after black man shot by deputies. Police say victim was carrying a gun. Protesters lay siege to L.A. Sheriff's Office as cops declare unlawful assembly. So, more civil unrest. It's, I'm telling you, folks, this is not good. I am not getting a good feeling from all this. I don't think we're going to go back. I don't. I think this is going to continue to escalate and accelerate. Rising export sales push China's manufacturing activity to near 10-year highs. A senior ISIS member arrested in Turkey. Important plans are seized. Antifa militants set fire to black-owned businesses in Portland, bombard mayor's apartment with fireworks. Iranian leader says UAE betrayal of Palestinians won't last long, but stigma will stay forever. Moscow brands U.S. war games in Estonia extremely dangerous and denies NATO claims that a Russian fighter jet violated the Danish border. Eurozone unemployment continues to rise despite easing of coronavirus restrictions. Turkey says it's ready for dialogue with Greece after extending oil and gas exploration mission in contested eastern Mediterranean. Deaths from coronavirus and effect of pandemic on immigration sees Russian population predicted to drop by 158,000. A new hope for true holograms after Tokyo researchers make major breakthrough. And all I could think was, Project Bluebeam, anyone? Gold and silver rally over weaker U.S. dollar as Fed's money printing goes into overdrive. Norway's parliament comes under significant cyber attack. Emails of several MPs hacked. National Public Radio declares Kenosha shooter guilty before trial despite evidence of self-defense and sparks calls to defund the NPR. Photo of children. Oh, I told you about that story. Macron threatens Lebanon with sanctions unless Beirut brings about real change in 3 months. U.S. Navy sends own ship to watery grave during live fire exercise at close of RIMPAC naval games. Scotland's Sturgeon to roll out terms and phrasing for second independence referendum within months. Australia hikes cigarette taxes for second time this year, making it most expensive place in the world to smoke. India accuses China of new provocative actions on the border amid de-escalation talks. As COVID-19 pandemic rolls on, Russia becomes fourth country to pass 1 million confirmed cases, joining Brazil, India, and the United States. Self-flying fighter jets, Russian aerospace giants MiG and Sukhoi discuss unmanned sixth-generation fighter jet project. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what the F-35 was designed for, to be unmanned. And that's one of the reasons they had so many issues with it, okay? In all fairness, because it really wasn't intended to have a pilot in it, okay? So when they had all the issues with the suits and all of that, you have to understand it really wasn't intended to have a pilot in it. That was really, it was intended to be a drone, and eventually an autonomous drone. That was the intent of the F-35. And they wanted it to be a platform that they could use for everything, you know, including manned or unmanned flight. But they also wanted to be able to use it for dogfighting, for bombing, for surveillance, all kinds of different things. And they wanted it to be a one-size-fits-all plane. Like government always does. They wanted to blanket it, right? They always want to blanket something, and they wanted to try to make an aircraft that covered everything. And you can't do that. And it's a neat concept, but that's as far as it goes. It's a neat concept. So, but anyway, nonetheless. French anti-terrorist unit in Mali kills civilian in bus incident. Coronavirus cases in Europe surge past 4 million, but account for only 16% of global numbers, says the AFP tally. Zuckerberg to donate $300 million to ensure COVID-safe U.S. elections as Facebook hunts for Russian disinformation. My question is who's he donating the money to? How are you going to ensure a COVID-safe U.S.? Oh, my goodness. So, we'll see. I don't know. Tear gas and armored vehicles deployed on the streets of Beirut amid protests. And White House rejects corrupt WHO concerns over COVID-19 vaccine development. I see a number 2 up there. Trump's doctor denies president had a stroke after critics get rumor mill running following claim by New York Times author. So there you go. The media at it again. Okay. There you go, the monologue. I'm going to go ahead and close it up today. I'll probably, if I don't forget, put it out as a separate video. We don't always do that. If you're new here, we don't always put out the monologue or anything. You a lot of times will not see content, like new content on our channel. And you may wonder, hey, does the Watchman News do anything? Yeah, we're live 20 hours a week. You can bank on it. We're very, very, very... very few times do we miss. So 4 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. The reason why you can't go into our YouTube playlist and see all of our shows, see all of the content, is because I'm not trying to benefit from other people's content. And I don't want to benefit from other people's content. That's why our channel's not monetized, okay? But if you do want to go see maybe what we did on the show yesterday or 2 weeks ago, just go to the watchmannews.com. Just go right here to show archives. Like here, 2020 show archives, okay? So there you go. So, and there you can watch the shows in their entirety, okay? So there you go. 2020, there's 2019 and 2020 show archives right there on the website, and you can go there and watch them at your leisure. The entire show, all 4 hours. So there you go. Way that you guys can see the show, because I know if you go to our YouTube channel, as far as videos, you don't see our shows, and that's why. Because I don't want anybody to think that we're trying to claim something as ours that's not, or anything like that. So that's not our goal. That's not our mission. It's not our intent. And so that's why I do it the way I do it. But anyway, for those of here for the live show, stick around. We've got plenty more. We'll be live until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. For those here for the monologue, or if you're watching the recording later on, thank you very much as always. God bless you. We love you, and be one with your spirit.